Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Let me thank you in advance for letting me tell you my sad story about being single in my early 60s. Who said that dating is fun? Yes, it is! But sometimes it's downright scary. Do you know that 40% to 50% of all marriages end in divorce? The government is doing statistics on singles and couples living together out of wedlock. Are we afraid of commitment? Yes, I am! How do we meet people? Not in the supermarket, not at bars, and please, not online dating. Another fact is, we all hate blind dating. We've all heard stories, horror stories about blind dating. So let me tell you one of mine. I have friends of friends who called me up and said, "Steve, I heard that you broke up with your girlfriend. We know you, we know your ex-girlfriend, and now we want you to go out with our ex-neighbor." So I was very polite. I was even patient. And I said, "Okay, I'll think about it." The phone messages started. The calls. Finally, I said, "Okay, I'll call Julie." So a few days pass. I go in my office. I do what everybody does. I avoid it. I pay my bills. I balance my checkbook. I clean my desk. And finally, I pick up the phone and I call Julie. She seems very nice. So after about 20 minutes, I asked her, "Would you like to have dinner?" She immediately responds, "Dinner? You don't want to have lunch or coffee?" I said, "Well, you're friends of friends. I'll splurge for dinner." So we make it Friday night. Everything's all set. And then I get there early, I feel my phone vibrating. I take it out. It's a new phone. And there's a phone call coming in at the same time. And I miss both of them. So it rings again, and it's Julie. And she says, "I'm driving back and forth on either side of 95 on Lake Mead looking for the restaurant." I explained, "You're on Lake Mead Boulevard in North Las Vegas, not Lake Mead Parkway in Henderson." It's okay, I give her a way out. I say, "You live in Anthem, why don't you pick a restaurant on Eastern Ave?" So Saturday night comes. She says, "Now remember, how am I going to know you?" I describe myself. And she says, "Well, do you want to know what I look like?" I said, my humor kicked in. I said, "You'll be the woman coming into the restaurant looking for me." Saturday night, all right, get all set again. And every woman over 40 that walks in, I'm getting eye contact with. The problem is I had some very scary eye contact with some of the boyfriends or husbands. I'm kind of lucky I didn't get my face punched out, really. So she walks in, looking around, and I figured it out and go up and introduce myself, and we get seated at a table. And just before we sit down, she says, "Do you mind if we get a different table?" Done. We sit down, waitress brings over the menus, and she says, "So what's good here?" Hello, you picked the restaurant. All right? She has a waitress there grilling her about all the entrees, what's in them, how they come, and then she orders something entirely different. I ordered the encrusted salmon. And dinner came, and I took one bite, and she's got the waitress over there complaining that it's the worst shrimp and garlic she has ever ordered. And the waitress is saying, ma'am, we don't have a shrimp and garlic dish. You ordered shrimp with pasta. And she's complaining, and the waitress is saying, ma'am, you ordered shrimp, it's made with cilantro. There's no garlic in this dish. She sends it back to the restaurant, refuses to order another dish. So there she sits, watching me eat my salmon. Although she was quite attractive, I could not finish my dinner fast enough and get out of there fast enough and away from Julie. So now I'm on the phone with my high school friend in LA, telling him about this, and he says, oh, you got to go and do online dating. And he's telling me how to do it, how to lie, and what lies to say. This scared me even more, so I checked out these dating services. They were so scary, I said, this is it. All right, so how do you meet people? I have figured it out. Now, I start conversations with women at concerts and bars and supermarkets. And I figure that for a guy in his early 60s, fairly successful, I'm going to meet people and I'm going to do it myself, my way. Monica Akins, you know any girls he can fix me up with? Lori!